In 7th grade, we took an end-of-the-year field trip to an aquarium near the school. It was called Ripleys Aquarium of Smokies. We live in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a literal mountain town with nothing but hills and mountains as far as the eyes can see. Our science teacher, Mr. Russo, was our chaperone for the trip. He was a very lax teacher, so while other teacher chaperones were more uptight and strict with their groups, Mr. Russo was more chill about his job. That may seem like a good thing, but because of his lackadaisical approach to supervising, my friend Aiden and I were able to easily bail from the aquarium lobby, away from the rest of the group. We quite simply didn't want to wait so long for the groups to move. The whole aquarium was empty except for our classes. So when Aiden and I walked through the passageways, or I guess observation areas as you would say, before anyone else, we didn't see anyone else. We got the best views at all the big fish tanks and habitats. We moved on to the next dark room, all of which were lit up by the dark blue tint from the fish tanks, by the way. This room had a lot of big tanks with tropical fish. We were making jokes about finding Nemo fish, like clownfish and the dory fish, and that's when I remember someone calling, "Hey!" to us in a very assertive, commanding voice. It was some guy in cargo shorts and a green t-shirt. He asked us if we were with the field trip. I was about to shake my head no, but Aiden said yes. The man told us to come with him right now. We both assumed he worked for the aquarium, so we followed. He wasn't leading us back to the lobby though. He was leading us through some narrow, dark hallways. I remember passing the bathroom and a few exit signs hanging on the ceiling before reaching an exit door. He led us outside to some back area by the woods. I finally asked if he worked there and where he was leading us. He said yes, he did work there, and that he had to drive us back around to the front of the aquarium in order to be let back in. It made just as much sense back then as it does now, but we were two nervous 7th graders who thought we were about to get in serious trouble. So when he led us to his car, we willingly got in the back seats. He told us to strap in, and he pulled out from the back parking lot and onto the street. Just as we thought he was going to make a right turn towards the front, he turned left. Right away, both Aiden and I asked him where he was going at the same time. He didn't answer that question, but about 5 seconds later, we heard the locks on the back doors click down, and he made some kind of threat along the lines of, "If any of you try to make any moves, I'll kill you." He then proceeded to slide out what appeared to be a big knife in his glove box as some kind of threat. Aiden and I just sat in silence. I'm sure he wanted to throw up, just like I wanted to. We had to think of a way to escape, but we couldn't talk to each other because the man kept looking in the rearview mirror every other second. He was driving us uphill through some woodsy, isolated neighborhood until he finally pulled over onto the side of the road in what appeared to be the middle of nowhere. No houses, no through traffic. He told us to stay in the car as he got out with the knife in his hand. I whispered to Aiden to be prepared to run as soon as I said so. The man came to my door, popped it open, and told me to step out. He told me to tell my friend that if he wants me alive, he better be in the car by the time we got back. I felt a deepening feeling in my stomach when I heard that. The man started walking with me to the woods with the knife probably in his pocket to do God knows what. I saw Aiden sliding over to my side of the car, which had an unlocked door, and when he seemed ready to run, I screamed run. Aiden was already running downhill. I easily dodged the man as I flipped past him, following Aiden. The man tried chasing us on foot, and I'm not even kidding when I say he threw his knife at me. He missed with only maybe a few inches to square. I heard the clanging of the knife hitting the ground ahead of me. I didn't stop to pick it up. I just kept running downhill in the direction we came. The man stopped following after throwing the knife. I think he got back in his car and fled the scene. We somehow managed to make it back to the aquarium in under an hour. And we also managed to sneak back into the group. Mr. Russo didn't even notice. Aiden and I decided to keep quiet about what just happened. What purpose would it serve getting ourselves in trouble given that there was no chance of that man getting caught. As we got older, we started to wonder more and more what the intentions of that man were. We could obviously think of a few likely ones, but either way, we kept quiet about it and don't really like to think about it.